Hello, all, and welcome to my little corner of the internet where science, technology, engineering, and math are made easy. Today, I'm going to be doing a Python tutorial where I show you how to make a basic calculator. Without further ado, let us begin. So, on a calculator, when you're doing your math test or whatever, you have to put inputs in. You have to put in two numbers and a symbol, whether that be plus, minus, multiplication, or division. You have to put in a symbol. So that's what we're going to work on first here, your inputs. So let's start off with operand 1 equals float input. Then we're going to have operator equals string input. And finally, we have operand 2, which equals float input. Now, what is your operand 1, your operator, and your operand 2? Well, your operands are your numbers. Your operator is your plus, minus, multiplication, and division sign. So I'm going to put a note in here that explains that. Enter your first number. You see, if I was just to run the code now without my note, it would basically just be a box where I could put my inputs in. And in order to know what that is, I would either have to have memorized the code or actively be looking at it. So for ease and convenience and to be more organized, I put this here just so I can save myself some thought. I'm going to do it down here. Enter your second number. So when I run my code, I'll not only be able to put my input in, but I'll also have a little message telling me what I should put in so the code works properly. And here, for the operator, you enter your symbol. And the symbols here are plus, minus, multiply, divide, and for factorials. Now I'm going to put this here because it makes things a little easier to read in the output. So see, without this message, it would just be this blank box, and I wouldn't know what to put in. So the notes really do help. Like imagine here, for the second row, imagine it was just the blank box and I had to put an input in. I might think that's operand 2 and put a number in when I should have put a symbol. So I'm going to explain this a little further. Operand 1, operator, and operand 2 are variables, and these variables store three values. So what is stored in these values? Well, you notice how with operand 1 and operand 2 there's a float. Now floats are decimals and fractions. They can also store whole numbers. Now when you have a calculator, you want to be able to add like 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, but you also might want to add 1/4 plus 3/4. So floats make that possible. So this makes it possible to have decimals and fractions. Now this is the input. This actually allows you to write your response in the box. And this is just the message as explained before. So we have the message, the input, and we have string. Now a string is anything in between parentheses. So like this, E, that's a string. Or it could also be used for symbols. Like this exclamation part, that's a string. Or it could be used for the plus, which is what we'll be focusing on. So basically, the variables store values, and these values have a message to explain what you should put in. It allows you to put a response in and has different data types, whether that's float, string, or float again. So let's go on to the actual math. Let's start off with the simplest, addition. So this is where the if, elif, and else statements come in. So let's start off with the if statement. If operator equals plus print the sum of operand 1 and 2 is, don't forget to put your comma, operand 1 plus operand 2. So what is going on here? Well, you have to enter your first number, so I'm going to enter in a 1, enter your symbol, I'm going to put a plus, enter your second number, I'm going to put a 1, and it gives me the sum of operand 1 and operand 2 is 2. So how does this work? Well, whenever the operator is a plus, it prints out this message. But in addition to it, it also has this logic, and this is where the math works. I could remove what's in quotation marks, what's red, and it would still print out 2 because there's still a logic. The logic is operand 1 plus operand 2 is my result, which is 2. That is the basic idea throughout all of this. So let's do it with subtraction. It's the exact same thing, only with minor changes. So whenever the operator is the minus, I print this message, which is the difference of operand 1 and operand 2 is, don't forget to put your comma. So I'm printing the message out, and here's where the logic takes place. Operand 1 minus operand 2. So suppose I want to subtract 4 and 10. So I'm going to enter my first number, 4. I'm going to choose the minus. I'm going to choose 10, and I get negative 6. So let's do this with multiplication. It's the exact same thing as before. On second thought, I'm going to make this an elif statement. It just makes the code run smoother. It still functions the same way though. Elif operator equals multiplication. So whenever the operator equals the multiplication symbol, I'm going to print out this message. The product of operand 1 and operand 2 is, put your comma. Now here's the logic. Operand 1 times operand 2. So let's try this out. So I'm going to do 5 times 5 equals 25. The exact same logic as addition and subtraction. Now division, it's going to be a little different. So with division, I'm going to start off with if statements. If operator equals my division, now I'm going to have my second if statement. If operand 2 does not equal 0, print the quotient of operand 1 and operand 2 is, don't forget to put your comma. Now here's the logic. Operand 1 divided by operand 2. Now here's where the else statement comes in. Else print invalid statement divide by 0 error. So let's run this code. I'm going to do 16 divided by 4, which is 4. Let's try 16 divided by 0. That gets me a divide by 0 error. So why is that? Well, if the operator equals the division sign, then we would naturally do this. Same thing as before. You have the message and then the logic. But what is this? Well, this is what is called a divide by 0 error. Operand 2 is our second value. We cannot sorry for the interruption, just something popped up. So we can do 0 divided by 16. That's obviously 0. 0 divided by 16. That's 0. But why can't we do 16 divided by 0? Well, here's how division works. Let's take an example. 10 divided by 2. That's 5. Well, 5 plus itself twice equals 10. Let me show another example. 12 divided by 3. That gets you 4. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or 3 plus itself 4 times gets you 12. But if we do 16 divided by 0, how many times would it take 0 to reach 16? Well, that just wouldn't work. So that just breaks the laws of mathematics. So we have this. If operand 2 does not equal 0, which means if the laws of mathematics aren't broken, then we can do our logic as normal. But if it's not, then we print an invalid statement. So that's kind of how it works. Now let's do factorial. Factorials work exactly like the addition, subtraction, and multiplication. So elif operator equals this. We print the factorial of operand 1 by operand 2 is, and then here's the logic. Operand 1 factorial operand 2. So let me show you it. So I'm going to choose 4 operand squared is 16. So basically we're taking 4 to the power of 2. So 4 times 4 is 16. Let's take 10 to the power of 10, which would be 100. 10 times 10 is 100. So 10 to the... Okay, I got it wrong. 10 to the power of 2 is 100. 10 to the power of 2 is 100. Just a small mix-up. So this is the basic logic behind it. It's really just the same thing, except with the division. It's a little funky and a little weird, but it's not too different. Thank you all for watching my channel. Please tell me what you think of my video. I have a website here. The link is in the description with some of my old videos. So just please give me some honest feedback. Thank you for watching and bye.